A few people can relate to that. I've done that. I do it as, imagine. You're going to have to use your imagination. There's a pastor. He's trained in the things of divinity. He knows the Bible. He's been to school. He's been a pastor for a few years. He knows nothing about repairing things around his church. The sink backs up. He looks and he finds out that the plumber wants $350 just to come take a look. So he says, that's a waste of the church's money. Bad stewardship, right? He makes it sound spiritual. Bad stewardship, not a good use of the church's money. I'll repair the sink. So he goes, what does he do? You guys know? How do you learn how to do something you don't already know how to do? What do? YouTube. He goes on YouTube because YouTube has infinite knowledge. It's almost like God, except not as reliable. He goes on YouTube, figures out how to repair a sink. It's pretty simple. You just need a couple of wrenches, some plumber's putty, and you just get that sink flowing with no problem. So he starts yanking on the thing. And the weirdest thing happens. He finds out that the pipes in the church aren't exactly like the pipes in the YouTube studio. And so he's wrenching that thing to get that thing off, and instead of all of a sudden the water flowing and the drain clearing, it explodes. Poof! Some of you have been there, right? And there's water, because you're praying it's water. There's water now going everywhere. You have a choice at that point. The pastoral choice. Do I hide it and hope nobody notices the missing sink? It's been tried. It didn't work. You could blame somebody else. It was probably some kid in the youth group. Time honored. The only way to fix a sink is to admit you don't know what you're doing, admit you messed up, and call someone who knows. Right? It doesn't do any good to deny it or hide it or pretend. And God forbid, we're just going to live with it, church. We're out one sink. A couple years later, we're out another sink, and another sink, another sink. Before you know it, no one comes to church because no one can wash their hands. The only way is to admit you can't do it. To admit you failed, to admit the thing that you regret, and to trust the person that does know what they're doing.